Most of us are told over the course of our lives that our homes will be our best investment, right? That's one of the old lies that are sort of taught to all of us about how important it is to have a nice house and that it'll be the best investment we ever make. And I'm here to tell you that that is an old lie, and I actually want to give viewers sort of a piece of contra advice, a piece of advice that I consider sort of God tier for financial independence, and that is make it so that your investment capital is such that your home is worth less than 10% of your net worth. If you can get your home to 10% or less of your total net worth, you're in very, very good shape. And the reason you want to do this is because what hurts people in general in terms of their personal cost structure is the agglomerated cost structure that comes along with owning a house. Nobody talks about that, when we're told that our home is our best investment. And there are certain things about the house that the cost structure just is going to grow, and the growth rate is just going to continue and continue. And specifically, I mean property taxes. They're going to have a growth rate. All you got to do is look at the level of indebtedness of almost all 50 states in the United States. You can see that they're going to be extracting more and more taxes out of your properties. And secondly, when your home appreciates in value, it's almost like a Booby Prize because that means your property taxes go up too, right? The assessed value goes up, the rate goes up, the property taxes in dollars goes up, right? And then that's not even the only thing. You've got other fees, you've got maintenance, you've got repairs you have to do. Some people might own a condominium with a homeowners association fee. Those always go up. So there's going to be just an accumulated cost structure that constantly has a growth rate, and you're not really going to have the power to do much about that cost structure as long as you continue owning the home, right? So if you want to get this element of your cost structure and just have it be permanently mastered, just get the house and make sure that it's a small percent of your total net worth. If it's down at 10%, it's not going to be a problem. And of course, you want to avoid kind of a longer term risk that happens to some people. I mean, you kind of think about like a place like, say, Santa Fe, New Mexico, which is sort of like a semi-rural area in the 1950s and 60s. It kind of got discovered by hipsters from Los Angeles. People started bidding up the price of homes and of properties, started building up the communities such that property taxes started to spiral out of control, and this gentrification actually drove people out of the community that were long-term residents. And it's because they were basically priced out not by the value of buying a house, but by the cost structure and their property taxes from owning the house that they were living in all along. Now, granted, they could sell the house at a profit to an LA hipster. That's fine. Let them deal with that. But you have to leave, right? And you've got this cost structure that because your home was such a successful investment, quote unquote, it actually caused you to be priced out of a neighborhood. So, this is not going to happen with all kinds of places, every place in the United States, but that's a long-term risk that can kind of come up and bite you over, say, decades, 10, 20, or 30, or 40 years. So you want to make sure the home is small relative to your net worth. And if your home is not small relative to your net worth, let's say you bought too much house, you can always sell and move into something smaller. You're going to end up doing that anyway as you downsize as you get older. You could always do that. Or if you haven't yet bought a house, think of this kind of calculus. Think about the modest house you'd like to live in, and then think of a path of aggressive saving so that you can grow your capital such that this house is 10% or less of your total capital. Okay, and then the people watching this video that just think that this whole idea is ridiculous, like I'll never get my house to 10% of my investment capital. Okay, you're probably right. And this video is not for you, right? You want to make sure that it's something realistic. If you believe it's not realistic, you're going to be self-fulfillingly correct about that. So kind of want to make sure that the way you visualize reality is something that you believe can happen. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. So think about this as sort of a benchmark. If you're nowhere near it, think about some high-level strategies to get to it. And then that 10% mark, if you can get your home to 10% of your total investment capital, you're going to be in very good shape going forward in terms of what your cost structure is going to be, how manageable it'll be, and it's going to mean that you have plenty of capital to solve your needs going forward. So as always, I hope these videos are helpful, and thanks as always for watching.